quite some time now, working with NCCA. This role for quite some time now. I think I started early 2000s. So over the period of time, definitely just I did as much I could, and just there was time, definitely I had a lot of time to serve the community and I tried to do that as much as possible. And lately I was a little bit out and all that. So anyway, I think just because a lot of things are out there and just in the crowd, let's just quickly talk about that, where we are specific to our 501c status, and then we will just talk about our accounting part.
So you want to sit?
So we are functioning as a non-profit for ever since, as a NCCA or as a cricketing community, and it's a very old community. It's almost 100 years, but just only in 2009, as we know, we just made the non-profit status. And until then, we still operate as a non-profit because none of us are making any profit. We all volunteer and we spend time and we operate in that way. In 2009, we just started doing a non-profit because we had some reasons for that. I think the requirement from the city and all other things really came up saying, okay, when you want to make a ground reservation or when you ask for a ground, are you a non-profit? So that was the time we really just thought through and just went ahead and did the 501c registration. And the current status is now, it is revoked. And we came to know about that early last year. So we filed everything 2008, 9, 10, and 11, 12, 13. It is a little bit of my fault too. I think we just filed the form, inappropriate form for that. And the communications were not, I haven't really received it. And early last year, I got some communication saying that our status changed to revoked. Then the very first thing is just, I reached out to them. Then they said, okay, just the very first thing you have to just go ahead and file it. But there is something in addition to that we had to do, because for my revoked status, you have to do a reinstatement process. We haven't done that. And I was a little bit out and I wasn't really just spending time to take care of that part. So it's that's a little bit of my fault too. I think I just take the responsibility for that part. And we filed everything in last February, 11, 12, and 13. Our status is current on that part, but they will not change the status until we just go through this reinstatement process and filing the fees and everything else. We may have to go back and just decide collectively what we have to do on that. So we have 2015. Because of that, we didn't file because we are on that, and 15 we are just coming up for that. So I'm just going to pause here for a second. I can take questions from you guys specific to the revoked status.
Questions now or
No, we're going to
one at a time.
Please, okay guys, one second. Somebody wants to speak, raise your hand, and Reggie going to pick that candidate and you ask them this one.
Okay, so due date is 2016, August. Do we have detailed plan what's to be happen so we can meet that date?
Yeah, so I think definitely that's the 2015 filing part.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's right.
So we have to file 14 and 15, and before that we have to do the reinstatement process for the filing and all that. So we just have to look at, and we at the same time we have to look at what will be if there is any fine and all other things. We just have to look at the holistically and see what is make the right.
My question was the plan, so we know
The plan,
last
the,
day
okay.
said we cannot
No,
do this.
the plan is, I just have
Do we have plan? I don't want to know the plan.
Okay, the plan is, based on some discussions, we were thinking about just approaching a non-profit, a specialized organization. Earlier we did the legal suit, but just we can go with someone and just do a consultation. Based on that, we can just decide just we go for a reinstatement process or for a new application to take care of it. So we have planned, and we have a CTA now, and we will use them to take care of that. So it's going to be a two-pronged process. It's going to be the reinstatement or new filing process.
Think of it as make sure we buy a rush. That has some pressures.
Okay.
I have a question. Yeah. I hate taxes and filing taxes and all that. Besides the point. When you guys are actually claiming nonprofit status and you are in the community, getting gun privileges and other member teams who may have write-offs, what did you tell them? Did you communicate to them that we lost our nonprofit status? Under what status do they then get the largely there?
So we haven't really receiving any donation to NCCA. Any membership you pay, that is not tax deductible.
Do the other organizations know that? Do they understand that?
It-
Or do they think that, oh,
That your
NCCA is nonprofit?
your CPA should tell you whether a membership can be tax deductible or not. And if you are paying for a registration, something, it's not taxable because you are benefiting something else.
I get that, but there are still, if you are a nonprofit and you are writing a check to a nonprofit, that's a different treatment versus when you're paying for a membership.
Yeah. Okay, you definitely, we can give you a receipt for a payment, but that is not a non-profit donation receipt.
But wait, my
Those are
question is,
two different things.
my question is, if there is an organization, you apply for a permit, there are two cases. One is when you have to have a ground request. The city of Fremont, for example, consider you as a nonprofit when you're actually not nonprofit?
So yes, that is a good question. That was the whole reason we started this whole process. And since August of 2014, I think we are out of status. We cannot just claim we are a nonprofit.
So as far as I can see this is kind of a serious problem. I deal with problems myself, but that seems to be a problem in terms of not being communicating that to the rest of the community. Secondly, I was going to ask you, when did you file the 2008 and 2013? When was it filed?
So annually we filed it, and just we came to know about the inappropriate forms in 2015 January.
Oh, just recently. So when did you file the 2008 and 13? Is that after that? Or?
So then we just filed the 990 EC in February last year.
February last year. Okay.
It's
And
not,
so we had,
it's not 2 years, it's 2008,
2000, all the catch-up cases, right?
so
Just a
filing up to 13 is current.
So just
Okay,
a quick
so
question.
I think before there will, I think, Asha Director.
No, I have a question there, that's why. Up until 2010, we could all see. So why does 2011 and 12 not show?
Because you are on revoked status, they want to update the website, and you have to go through the reinstatement process, then they will just post it.
But my understanding by looking at all the documents from IRS is that they only revoked after they did not receive anything for 2011, 12 and 13. And that is what we were
that is
revoked
what-
in 2014.
Okay, that's what I was telling you about the revoked status and how it happened. Inappropriate forms, and we came to know only in January last year, and we submitted it.
So I don't want to waste more time.
Okay,
So
so,
let,
yeah.
let me just say this before I start. Is the question more is not that the mistakes have happened. My question is the intent behind hiding it. And
Okay,
let
sir,
me- let me just-
I
let me
don't want to
rephrase-
have
let-
any
let-
conversation.
Let me rephrase
I
it.
don't
I'm
want
not
to have
diverting
any
question at you.
conversation as such that.
Look, I'm not diverting at you. All I want to know as a member is how many people knew about this when this tax problems, not even revocation, that we are sending a wrong set of forms and all this. Who did you tell in the BOD and the president, or who did you tell?
I was not fully in touch with the entire BOD. Okay, last year and previous year, I was not fully engaged. But it came to few people, and I don't remember, there was an email. I don't know who are on that one.
And you told them that. we
I know,
are-
no, it's even they wouldn't know the revoked status part. No, I don't think there were any emails. No, actually there is a, which our status got changed, and that was, that I think you came to know it last January.
Okay, so at
But
highest
anyway,
level-
it's okay.
no,
So,
no,
Deval,
before-
let's
so-
just not,
Rajiv,
in my
I
opinion,
understand
let's
your
just to
question.
focus on, instead of focusing on the problem, let's see how we can get out of it. Okay?
I understand,
Okay,
we won't
thank you.
worry about that, I just want to find out that.
So it's not
So
going to
did the
help us
president
as
knew,
a
that's,
community.
I'm asking point blank, blunt question, did the president knew that we have tax problems and our status is revoked.
Since I was running that, and definitely just, I took the responsibility on refiling that. That's why last February I did that.
Yeah, but if you know that's irrelevant because you are out of the picture for good 3.5 years. And I don't hold you responsible for more than 80% of this. Because you don't know, you don't go to sponsors, you don't go to clubs, you don't go to owners, you don't ask anybody for anything. It is the individual is doing it, so it is his responsibility to disclose it to the members, to disclose it to whoever the person goes to. So that I'm just telling you point blank that it is no point, just let the truth be out, that's all I'm
So
asking.
it's probably, we could have communicated out, but we haven't. We thought probably just we can just take care of the problem. That's what happened.
So you're taking the responsibility for what your time is, and Sunil will take the responsibility whatever is on.
So it's, okay, it's a collective thing. Okay, yeah, for this one I am taking the responsibility.
Right. Okay. So after our license was revoked or our status was revoked, right, they do send out time limit to, to activate it. Did we do that?
So we are reinstating process only starting now.
No. They give you extra time, and after that, they do not.
Okay, we will
renew
just
that.
come to know that. So we are going to go to a specialized or organization group to take care of that. I do not know. This is the first non-profit acting as a treasurer. Okay. So I just we are willing to pay someone to give us those instructions and act like that. Act on that.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that if you really need help on this nonprofit
Oh, yes,
accounting,
definitely.
there's at least one I know, I can introduce them, and you guys can directly do it. I mean, they've dealt with a lot of nonprofits.
It's
Yes.
not gonna happen without lawyer, let me tell you that right now. This is a big issue.
It's definitely, we can just go through the appeal process. We can just go through the appeal process, but they do not take the appeals on revocation. They only takes the reinstatement, filing and processing. Then after that, so that's where we just have to make the right just decision how to handle it.
Just a follow-up question on the first one. When you are away for last 4 years, starting 2011.
No, I'm not.
No, hold on. Starting 2011, have you been getting every year, have you been getting detailed report, financial reports on what you need to put on the 990 easy forms? Are you getting, this is a breakdown, this is a, basically in the sense, actual bookkeeping? Have you been getting that every year?
Yeah.
So
Is that published and open?
It's we don't really publish anywhere, and just if
For the
you
club
want,
member.
if you want to know about any of this, you should be coming into the board of directors meeting or an AGM. There we always share and discuss on the income, expense, and all that. So I think that's the right place for this, and we cannot just go and do that. Can we just go and retroactively for some time?
No, the reason that usually year-end statements by nonprofit and profits to some extent, the public is disclosed because members cannot really come to every meeting. So you could have a password protected access to the members. It's transparent.
There are certain guidelines. We should take a plan to follow that. For going forward, our plan is we will have hire a CPA to maintain our accounts.
Right.
And definitely that is going to cost us some more money. I think it's going to be $200-300 or more per month. That's just going to be $3,000-4,000 for a year to do that.
Thank you.
So, but by the way, just if you run everything, according to the plan, the annual net balance you get in this association is no more than that.
Are you willing to continue this, or?
I am willing to work with whoever is coming on board to take up with the limited knowledge I have.
Yeah, so we've got some long
So we should just, we shouldn't just leave this with one person. We should just take form a small view and just run that along with that, and definitely Srigar might have some.
Do we really need non-profit?
Yeah, I think we need to release.
No, I
No, I'm asking.
Yeah.
I want to know.
It's
So now the damage is done. Do we want to spend like thousands and thousands again to get back? For me,
Once
getting
again,
$1,000
the
into
only thing
the
is-
organization is a help and task.
So,
And that's a question.
Srigar, Srikant, I think the whole purpose of you going for that is just if you want to approach Fremont City to get a grant.
Okay, okay.
As an association.
Okay.
Individual clubs, they have their own non-profit, they just run themselves. So it's a, but as an association, if you want to do that, that is the right
So
thing to do.
It makes sense and advantageous to talk to you.
That's correct.
Oh, thank you.
So one of the main things was to go to the city of Fremont for the 501c.
No, it's not just not for that. I'm just saying, it's a, yeah. So, the thing is, we run this as a not-for-profit organization. None of this board of directors or execs make any money off of it. We don't write anything to ourselves. It's the time and everything else we put in. I think that is the, so it's we operate that way, but we are not really doing the legal part. So I think that's definitely we should do it.
Again, just to answer Srikant, right? I guess it's an assessment that we need to make again,
Yeah.
see how much it's going to cost. See if it is really worth our time.
Exactly.
No, I think that's two things we can just look at, either this reinstatement process or a new file.
No, I'm saying
Those are the two things.
We need to go back in the drawing board and see.
So that's why just when we can just go to an agency or a company, does this specifically, we can ask them.
No, just
Just a quick question, I don't know if you have the answer to this, but in the last year and a half since we have been involved, whatever form of sponsorship or donation or whatever we have gotten, what are those sponsors or donors thinking? Are they thinking that we are 501c, or do they know that we have revoked them?
I don't.
What have
think
you
we
told
have-
them?
I don't think we have any. Okay, so even if you just go and get the reinstatement, you get it back retroactively. Okay. So that is not a, but we cannot just claim we are a non-profit as of today, if you're asking me.
No, what I'm
Okay,
saying is,
so
what have
if
you
anybody,
told those
okay,
people? That's what I'm saying.
we haven't, I don't know whether we really got a donation to the
Or a
association.
sponsorship.
Sponsorship has nothing to do with the non-profit. So it's just like their marketing money they are spending on a marketing, they just to get leverage out of NCCA. That is nothing to do with the donation or
So you said donation is different from sponsorship.
So you only get to avail the non-profit, right?
So
if you need only. Another membership fee or another sponsorship fee, you are not entitled to write off. No, that's
Yeah, but you're entitled to write off as an expense.
So you can write to us at expense.
As an expense. No, that's what I'm clarifying both things.
Yes, any of our sponsors.
No, I just more of a see, Venkat has too many questions on this.
Are they donating or they sponsoring? They're sponsors. They are not expecting any write-off or receipt in a sense that so that they can claim in their taxes. So they're
No, they
sponsors.
are expecting an expense to be written off.
No, it's what they do is anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah. So that's what the registry.
They have to show or their company.
Till I never read
So
But if somebody's donating the money, they don't have to. If they don't want to.
Okay, guys,
So,
let's
I-
direct the
it's
questions
a-
to one direction so
so-
it's more clear and everybody can hear it.
if an organization giving you money as a sponsorship, they just we have to give them a W-9, I believe. So based on that, they can just put that as an expense, just giving that money to. Because we have done that for AT and the others. They specifically ask for the.
What's up, boss?
Dan?
I think we have flagged this dead twice. This man has been an ardent worker for NCCA for donkey years. To give you the honest truth, he screwed up. He is in the process of fixing it. I think we leave, let him do, let us evaluate what he calls. Let's remedy. This is not about how much wrong you have done, how many times you stabbed the guy. He's dead. He made an admission, I screwed up, let's be done with this. And all of you have ideas how to solve it, bring the ideas forward and let's work. One problem for NCCA, we have a lot of these soothsayers, but we don't get you to come out and volunteer and do the work. Why is he working alone in this department?
Look, these
You
that
said,
question
you
have to
said
ask
in your
the
proposal,
VOT. Why
hold
don't
on,
you guys
hold
have
on,
it?
sir, be mindful. You said you want to bring more people into BOD, bring more people in the executive team. Let's get more people, let's have more people working on the committees. This committee is lagging. If Reggie was so busy, the next in line would have been able to pick up the slack and we wouldn't be at this discussion. So we need to stop this discussion here and start focusing on how do we correct this? And you have ideas, I like it. You can recommend the people to us, we make contact. He's talking to some people, everybody's talking to people, because we all recognize there's a problem. As a BOD, we were blindsided with this. We're not at fault in this. The president was blindsided with this. And so we all have to accept where we're at now and just move forward in a positive direction. I see a lot of energy about all the people here today wanting to help and want to help. But I'll tell you, the last few years, we didn't have the help. In my second term running for the, or 2 times back running for the BOD, I didn't really want to run. But there were 5 positions to fill and 5 of us standing. I have no choice but to take it on. I don't enjoy this long drive to come down here. And as I get older, the drive gets longer, you all know that. But the NCCA is something I've served for years, and I would like the NCCA to survive and move forward. We have a few wounds right now. We need to heal the wounds, and we need to come together and work as a team and make NCCA better. And I'm done.
Don't take it hard, NCCA can buy you a private jet.
Okay.
Okay, so let us add 2 lines to this entire conversation. I'm sorry.
Venkat had a question actually.
Yeah, actually, a question and a comment too. So, the difference is, like, the financial matter is far more critical than anything else. You talk so much about the Constitution and bylaws. That's something that's very internal. The outside world doesn't care about what happens. But in the finances, when you take money and disperse money, that's a priority. It's not a good thing to kind of like let it go by many directions. You're acknowledged of it. The point is that I think it's far more important to make a note that the finances are handled with a priority more than anything else, and also made it open as transparent as possible, so then there's no issues. Greatly appreciate that you guys are doing that. You don't have to take it on your own. The one last comment I have is also related to the nonprofit. Nonprofit is the best accounting model that you can have for an association like this. If you don't do that, you're far more exposing yourself to other risks.
Yes, if I can add something. Thanks, Venkat, for that. I just want to give some perspective of where we are working now. This poor man has been serving this organization for long. And he's been putting long hours, despite his personal pressures and his other professional pressures. So at some point, we realized that it is important to engage a third party. You can't do it such. So today we have a very professional organization running our accounts. We have engaged the services of a CPA, a very, very highly respected CPA for this service. He also takes care of non-profit. Point number 1. Point number 2, all our accounts are being managed by QuickBooks Online. Point number 3, QuickBooks Online is directly integrated with our bank account. Point number 4, all the transaction NCCA deals with is in checks. Receive check, pay check. We do not deal with cash. So every transaction that hits the bank, hits the account, hits the QuickBook, hits the CPA, it's visible. Why not? Now you talked about transparency. Let me tell you something. IRS regulations are very clear as to what non-profit transparencies are. Open form easy 9 is easy. I'll ask him to bring it up. Put that. Right on the top, you will see on the right corner. It's for public information. If you look at the right side there, open for public information. There's a reason why they say that. At any non-profit meeting, I'm responsible to provide you transparency through a form. You can go to IRS website, download the form easy. Because that is again transparency. For certain specific reasons, the books of accounts cannot be day one. Today I'm the president, tomorrow somebody else may be. But the situation doesn't change in the ground. You have to secure the organization first. There are a lot of code of conduct. I was a little silent because I just want to see how the proceeding goes. There's a code of conduct for financials, IRS guidelines. Not anybody can walk in and tell me that, okay, open the account. No way. I can't even divulge you the bank balance today. But today, it's put up here because of situations. And trust me, there are reasons why we cannot divulge the bank accounts. And that's why IRS is so clear on that. I'm not an account expert, I could be wrong here.
But the reason I can perceive is, or in my opinions are, we could really open ourselves into some challenges by divulging what is happening inside the financials. So, Form Easy 990 is what IRS recommends to be provided in any meeting. And frankly, in any BOD meeting, had you come in the past and if it was filed, and going forward, I can assure you that it will be placed for visual public inspection. You can go through the form, it will have income expenses statement. Go ahead.
I've never seen, honestly, 990 easy form ever given in any of the
No, the fact remains that it was not even filed, right?
No, it's okay. The 990 forms for the 8, 9, 10, if you go to IRS website,
It's public information.
you can just download it from there. Whatever you filed at that time, you can just download it from there.
That's what.
And once our status changed to reinstated, then we can still just go ahead and put 11, 12, 13, or whatever we just filed.
Just a question to members. How many members out here have ever inquired about NCCA finances in the past 5-6 years?
No, it's
Right, any question, how many got the answers back? How many got the clear situation of where the finances are routed and how, how is our
Let me validate your question.
league is being approached?
Your question is valid. If the forum is valid, the BOD meetings, Renju has been presenting the budgets and has been discussing financials. So my question to the board, the general body is, I would love to have you in audience there and raise financial issues. Ask financial questions. If you have concerns about an expense or concerns about an income, please bring it up there. Financial transparency.
I think when you come to meetings, you will see something like this, and always a handout.
This once
So
a
you
year,
guys take it.
general meeting has that.
It's there.
So it's just you will see the budgeted amount and the actual spending for every meeting. So we
Every
don't
general
withhold that information. And just at times when we have a detailed discussion, we will just really bring up in every line item how we spend on each one of them for a tournament or for anything else, balls and all that. I'm sorry, it's not very legible from there. So
But each hand you do the hard copy too.
correct. We just hand it out to everybody. So we are not withholding that information.
So hope that helps.
So if you were there, definitely you had a copy.
No, I have a small question, maybe I misunderstood. Can you rephrase your answer about that? Nobody has to write that, right, to see the financial.
No, I'm not
So,
saying it's
so
right.
I think probably we should just go ahead and look at the IRS laws and our guidelines and all that. Definitely we should just form a small forum, take certain actions with the BOD being there at least one or two representatives, and anybody from this group, then just who wants to be part of it and just take that, just for a constructive way, just to getting all the status back and everything. I can definitely be out there with you guys, how fast I can to make that happen.
And more importantly, guys, I just want to leave a comfort zone with you that I personally spoke to IRS agent. And he has very clearly advised.
Somebody has said about it.
No, okay, I'm just saying for the reinstatement process or just doing the taking care of the new floor. Okay, correct. So just
So you need some help to
mitigating the issue what we have.
Correct. So I just want to say that if after me, if you don't mind, or if it is corrected, go ahead.
It's connected to this right here. It says 2013. Do we have it for 14, 15?
We do have that.
Okay, can we just see it?
Yeah, it's a not on this one. We don't.
Can you take all these points?
Okay.
And
So you guys
bring that
want to
copy.
have 13, 14?
I've already made that request in one of my emails. But
Okay,
that's
so
fine, that's fine.
I think the purpose is just, this is an overview. If there are questions, definitely we can take it back and just the next meeting, we can definitely address that.
So just to add to that, to your point, I'm not an expert in IRS, or not, but I go to the IRS website and it's very clearly stated, anybody who wants to have an access to a non-profit financial can apply to this form. And that form is form 9.
Or they could be screened,
I'm sorry?
they could be screened by somebody.
Yeah, so definitely, you can just.
Yeah, that's what was, no, I misunderstood, that's why I said.
No, that's fine.
You have followed the rules, otherwise,
Right,
definitely.
exactly.
The second thing is, I personally spoke to the IRS agent, and I've been confirmed because IRS phone calls are recorded, so I can very categorically tell that.
Guys,
They
just
advised
quick-
me.
quick
Okay,
question.
I think there's a lot of one-on-one going on here. I think Amish has a question.
Just wanted to ask a question. Is there any status progress email going back and forth between exec and DOE on this restatement process, so everybody can
Uh, I had a phone conversation with most of the BODs earlier this week, and we have more or less the same action items. And the one thing we didn't have is just forming a group, and definitely probably that is an action we should just take and act on.
Are we going to continue moving forward until we get these reinstated? Are we going to continue communicating to the BOD so they are aware of the?
Yeah, I think they should be. Yeah, I think it is just definitely that should be there.
Lessons learned, this is the one part piece of gap.
Guys, we are not even zoning this, we are
So
zoning this,
just
but we are
one
fixing.
quick question. We've heard that, there's a lot of correspondence going back and forth with IRS, starting
No,
2012.
no.
Okay, starting 2012 till recently when you have spoken. Can we see one correspondence? Because IRS.
Let me just tell you,
If you file a wrong form-
focusing on the problem is
Reggie, I'm
not
not throwing it at
solving
you.
it. Let's just move forward.
I understand, but there has to be some level. I mean, if I'm the only one who wants clarity on what has happened, then so be it. I don't really care, but all I'm asking is, I'm asking an honest question. Do we have any proofs of any written correspondence with IRS? Because trust me, recorded phone call, I don't buy it.
Okay.
Others can buy it if they want.
Right, I think let me, he said any team who wants to get back on their feet is there to help. And I think Srikant also said it's not one person's job. If something happens.
I'm not blaming it in
So
this.
three
I'm
people,
asking
let
a
them do
simple
the work and
question.
proposal.
So Devo, beyond that team, we work together.
I will be part of a team, but I'm asking
Okay,
a simple
it's
question.
okay, Devo. So Srikant, just to put Devo on it and you just work together.
I don't mind, I'm just asking a question.
I think we are suggesting that we want to have a core group to mitigate the issue now. So I think we should do that. Few action items. We should just consult with a organization or a company to the reinstatement versus refiling and new filing, and how we can just get back onto the non-profit status. So, and again, probably we should just assess whether we go for a non-profit or something else. This is the whole thing. So that we should just put one or two BODs and just interested parties, just 5-6 people, and definitely I can spend time, working with them. And
I think Rohan has a question for
Ganesh has a
Reggie, how
question.
can you-
Ganesh has a question.
Just a comment here, Reggie. When you're going to get anybody involved here, you'll have to open your bank accounts. Keep that in mind.
It's okay, it is available. Okay, just we are not withholding
Yeah,
anything. Okay, I think let me just.
Because I heard somebody say that you can't
Go
appeal.
question. So, Devil's questions are fair. I think that's all good. But I just spent 10 minutes looking through our constitution trying to look up the laws here. The obligation is to have the tax form public. Done. Forget the issues. Fixing it. Beyond that, the treasurer is accountable to the board of directors. The board of directors has the right to demand information and pursue it any time. Going back to the discussion we had earlier, right? We've appointed these 11 directors. It's important that they take this seriously, clearly. I think the questions are all fair, but it cannot be like general body at large going at the treasurer for this. The board needs to take ownership of this with the treasurer and make it happen. I think some of the points raised about impact on clubs of non-profit status and so on. This is something the board has to take responsibility for. But I think we need to end this as like a massive impeachment.
Exactly. Whatever you said, I want to conclude it once he's done with that. Before that, I think he has one more presentation.
I think I just want to, I think since we're all just asking about the balance and all that, I think I just want to clearly, I want you guys to clearly understand.
Sujit,
What is,
look at this. It's very important.
what we do. And our income is very limited to our membership fees or the league dues. Mostly that. And we do just some tournaments and other sponsorship and everything else. How we just give it back to the community? Definitely just we are giving the insurance, and we just conducting banquets, And we have this umpiring panel and just being paying additional from NCCA's pocket for that. And we have youth and kids programs, then representative games teams are just there, all the players are just doing that. We are covering that, and we have our own ground. We just invested money and just supporting that. And we just have a good next generation kind of a technology out there for storing and just keeping track of the details out there. We just giving out iPads to clubs and the administration. But coaching, we haven't been doing much lately, but definitely we should just pick up if that is a priority from our side. So NCCA asked this exec, it's not just us, it's just you guys. You guys decide what to do. And every time when we need to complete a budget, you guys just say that, okay, that's right, that's wrong, whatever it is. So that's what is happening. So, correct. That is just
last year we didn't pay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we said
Do you want to
it's
clarify that, is it last year or is it last 2 or 3 years that you've been out of this?
out of ISAC, I think last year. Last year we thought, we decided there's no point in being with them because of this stupid stuff going on. I need to verify.
I thought you registered.
Is it last year or the previous year we start paying?
On 2014.
2014 we never paid ISAC. Yes, that's right.
Didn't we register another league with Isaka last year?
We registered in another league, our summer T20, they registered themselves.
Themselves?
Themselves?
Who's themselves?
Is it part of
Can
NCCA?
you answer the question?
What is the question, sir?
The new summer T20 league is registered as a separate league. So
Yeah, with Isaka we have 2 leagues. One is our Premier League and the other is the T20 League. T20 League and both summer. And because of which we have dual votes. We have 2 votes in the region, one to Premier League, one to the T20.
Is that T20 part of NCCA or? is
part
it
of NCCA, there's no second motion. It will be operated from the same account.
Have you seen the report by ICC, Shrikant?
I don't. Sorry, I already read email from
I'm
the
sorry,
state.
what's the question?
I heard that Dean Station again they can.
So we gotta work on there are 2 different organizations. I don't think constitution flows very well with it because membership, which one you count as a member? If we counted today, 30. And if you think the C20 part of NCCA, they are part of this whole deal. So we need to be clarified
That is-
and adjust it.
You have to reach out to.
You know, right, let me tell you.
T20 perspective. put them
Exactly. That opens a new discussion. I will work with you on that because in 2011 or 12 we had a very specific question on that from ISAC itself. I will bring it up to the viewer meeting if I find it.
And not only, that's why not only, it's like, again, let's talk about this. This is not our, it's more at the higher level. Even Seattle league, they've opened up a T20 within their thing. So the leagues are doing it for again, we can talk about this is offline, this is diversion to.
He's saying that at our structural level, we need align accordingly.
Right, so until now, until a few months ago, I thought this is all part of NCCA.
It is, the BOD approved it, if you remember this one.
But then you got lots of members.
So, Reggie, can you come? Let's Reggie come. I have one more comment.
So what we want is just we do have 2 checking accounts and 2 CD accounts.
Hey guys, this is very important. Please listen to this for a second.
So 2 checking and 2 CD accounts. And here is the balance as of each year. 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16. So the reason we just put the January statement because our organization operates from February to January because the elections happen in January.
So my understanding was that in the last 4 years, we've got a tremendous amount of sponsorship. Right? So just looking at the document, how come we're in a deficit the first 2 years, the 3rd year, and then all of a sudden a whole bump just on the last year? I mean, do we have bank statements that are going to support that?
Yeah, of course.
This
So
is
the
what
thing is,
so what
okay,
is the reason?
so,
Where are the
so
sponsorship money?
okay, the reality is, this event happened today is supposed to happen earlier. So then probably that money will be just going back. So it's not going to be the exact.
So what you're saying is these were all just made up now?
No, no, no. These are cash balance based on bank statements we have. Okay?
So,
It's
no,
not made up.
but everybody had an understanding that we're getting sponsorships, a good amount of sponsorships from starting 2012. That's what I don't see in that number. That's why I'm asking.
No, it's a, this is, okay, I told you we have 4 accounts, okay? This is the ending statement of that each statement when we get. It's just a January statement, and that's the balance on it. Okay?
Yes, if it was
So,
truly
then, okay.
deposited in a bank, even though, say we did this right now, that's fine. But even though if it was added in the banks as a sponsorship money, that number should have been, it should have been the right number there. So this is the right number.
Can you tell me when this number was taken? Was it taken during the beginning of the?
He's saying that number is
The day,
taken from
okay, okay, let me finish it. The NCCA account, that just happens on the 25th day of the month. Okay, that's just, I think probably that's the way they just send us the statement for that month. So that you get a statement
So
on
take
January
the
25th.
outline out, let's put the 2020, right? Take the 212 out, and we count as an outline. In that one also, why are we on a line? And where is the sponsorship money kicked in that was in
I think what he's
2012?
getting into is that government is very sponsorship money. If we
So-
have any,
so-
there's some money coming in and.
So it's very short, that's all.
So where it
Can
came
we itemize that? Can we
So-
itemize? We have itemized?
No.
We already went through that.
It's a,
We already went through the details.
But the question is coming, right? It's fair enough to answer his questions.
What this chart
Fair,
says,
everything is-
if you look at the January 12, December or January month end, the bank statement for that first
okay,
line
so
will show
the
that
thing
number.
is, we have to remember,
This is
okay,
kind of
to run an organization, we buy balls in January, place the order in December or January for the March start. Definitely money goes out. The money for that year is not going to come in till we get the application forms and everything. So you need some cash flow or cash upfront. So if you just really look at, oh, that is the exact amount, you have the total assets and accounts payables and liability and whole thing, it's not. I'm just taking a cash balance based on the bank statement. So it just fluctuates.
Doesn't mean you get that profit or loss.
So
because
then
they get some
again,
expense.
okay, this is the cash balance. Then we haven't included any assets we have or any tangible spending what we have done so far. We spent well over 20,000 for a ground. Where does that go? When we just say, oh, we had 60,000. Yeah, probably snapshot when you look at it, you have that. And then you just go back and look at, okay, 20,000 you spent. Oh, we had 72 at that point. You know, that's the way we should just think. Then we just went ahead and bought a lot of iPads. Then we have, you know, I don't have the exact on the accounts receivables for some time. So at that point in time, because we're having a winter league, still some clubs won't send in the payment. I know some clubs, they just send in the payments after 6 months. So it's a...
Raji, simpler question. What is the total number, if you can go back and slide, you can read it and tell me, that's fine. What is the total number of sponsorship money that we have gotten for 2012, 13, 14, and 15 that strictly stayed with NCCA?
Yeah,
Those
so
are for NCCA.
definitely, okay. So I'll take that as an action item. Next BOD meeting.
But if we had it, it should be on the
No,
previous slide.
it's not on this one. It's a,
If
not,
we have
not mine.
detailed accounting, guys,
Okay, guys.
One clarification.
There.
what I'm asking is, if we had a detailed accounting on the previous slide, it should be on
Okay,
there, right?
so
That's what I'm asking.
I will definitely get you that number. Come to the 8th meeting. Okay? So this one, no, come on. I'm not just saying
No,
deny it.
I know, first of all, my opening question was that, did you have this information starting, say, that whatever numbers you show in 2012, did you personally get those information for 12, respectively 13, 14, 15?
Yeah, so we do have the other one, 14, 15, definitely, like we can share with you. So the same
So
way.
you were saying that you were getting those.
Okay, the thing is just, let me just, so I do have a profit and loss statement for 14 and 15, okay?
You better
So
not
that
say
is
because I
not,
can
that's not in the format you want to see. So we do have a tournament income and expenses. We can definitely just bring it to you in the format you want to see it. So if you
It's
just
not
go
just a
ahead and.
total income expense I'm asking. I'm
Correct.
asking a
So that's the
simple
thing. So
total
we-
number of
Level, he told you he can get you that number in next meeting.
Yeah,
He
all I'm
already
asking
gives
is
all
we
this
just-
little teeny
Hold on,
detail.
hold
So
on,
why can't
buddy.
you just wait
I
for one
asked a
week?
simple thing, 2 slides
Yeah,
before
why
we
didn't
were.
you just wait for one single week?
But
He said he
hold
will
on,
get you
I
that
waited for 3
information.
weeks, right? I've asked to bring this, didn't I?
No, but this
asking
meeting was
you to
just
explain
discussed.
this.
Let's just-
Let's
let's
just-
not have this
Listen to
one.
me. I asked a simple thing, that 2 slides before you just showed me a detailed statement saying you have everything in detail, and I cannot read. Now I'm asking for a simple one-line readout,
He
and
gave
you're
you the
telling me
answer
no.
and he will give you all the
Then
information.
do not raise your voice, I'm being silent, talking to you nicely.
So that's good for your
And be one,
understanding.
I've elected you to do the job.
That's good.
Right?
Then he
And
give
if
you
you
answer,
can,
just
then
wait
get
for
the hell out of
You
there.
keep going on the circle in the same
I'm
question.
not going on a circle, then be straight up with me.
Then he gave
Is
you
he
answer that
responsible
he
for
gave you all the
it, or is the
numbers.
president responsible for it?
You
If
keep
you don't
going
want to do
the
your
same
job,
circle,
if you want to play the diplomacy out here, get the hell out of here.
Excuse me, but then
All right.
you the one who raised it, none of them about it. I have a question.
You raised the voice, I did not.
I didn't say you raised the voice for your kind of information.
Sekhar, it's a conversation.
But I'm asking simple information. Bullshit. He raised it, and I did not raise it.
Guys.
I asked a simple question, he raised it, I did not raise it.
It's not good for you.
Understood, yes, but all I asked is, there was a detailed view that was shown a slide ago. I'm saying, can you give me a line form? Of course. Why can't you just read the line out of it? There is a detailed report just shown, right, that I cannot read. I'm saying, leave me a line that says sponsorship money. Why can't you do that? Why does it take a week? Suju.
No, yes.
Hold on, you cannot give me a
No, it's not villain.
I'm asking you a simple question. Come up with a slide.
Just by I'm writing everything, can you tell me what is actually?
Just tell what you want to see, they will send you that form. He wants the sponsorship money that came in last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
You just showed me a detailed account slide, right?
Get it later, man.
Yeah, look, hold on, guys. You guys don't get what I'm asking.
No. Just ask what you want.
Yes, I'm asking because it shouldn't take a week to walk over there and read that line saying sponsorship money 2012, 13, 14. Just read me the number.
Oh, okay.
If it's a detailed account information,
Raju, you just want to see the number on every year, what
That's
came
what
in
I'm
from
asking.
sponsorship.
But he didn't know until then. Now he knows.
Boss, if you guys are going to talk in this tone, nobody will know what exactly is being asked.
So come down.
We'll get you the number you want. That's fine. No, if it doesn't have it, put it as an action item, provide it to him at your earliest
that's what I'm saying.
possible.
If it doesn't, guys, how is it detailed information report?
Guys, relax, it's fine.
Yeah, anybody,
No, it's fine. Guys, end of the day, sheet comes and goes, we all
End of the day, let me speak my heart out. End of the day.
Stand up and speak.
Okay.
Okay, end of the day, we elect BOD members to do the job. And that's the reason none of us walk up every day and say, let me be part of the committee, because we think we elected the amount of people that are good for the job, and these people will do the job for us. I shouldn't be the one asking this question. If the 11 BOD structure was so good and efficient, they should have asked this question, just given us the answer. Understood?
Yeah, we have a problem.
It is the collective, not the individuals. As a collective, it is a failure. That is the reason we are here asking this question. That is the reason we are license is getting revoked. I'm not putting it on Reggie. He's the one, the nice guy taking a bullet for that guy. I don't mind saying it. If he's the one who's running all the finances in the last 3 years, he's probably approached right now 4 times in 3 years. And now he's the good guy taking a bullet for him, and everybody is standing and saying, I'm silent.
Let's not take this
Okay,
personal.
let me take my heart out now, right now. All right? It's all, in all simplicity, we all know who calls for sponsorship, who calls say, let's put a team, who collects the money. It is his responsibility to do all this thing. I scrutinize him because it's his job to make sure as our tax is being filed. That gentleman, I guarantee you called him in 2012 saying that this form was filed, if somehow it's wrong. He probably told him, I'll take care of it. It doesn't happen. I'm speculating that he might have called him. I'm sure he's called. All right, so we can all be naive right now, but all I'm saying is, guys, we've elected DOD. Yeah, we want to let them do the job, but for how long we're just going to stay quiet? I've taken all the routes, nice guy, bad guy, but I just can't stay quiet, guys.
Yeah, I think.
Last night I even shot out an email. I understand. Look, I tagline saying that diplomacy is the brain, but transparency is the heart.
Yeah, transparency, let me tell you, Deval,
have to be
transparency should be from both the sides.
No,
Okay, let me tell you.
Let me finish. I'll shut up. Let me speak my heart out.
I want to explain transparency.
I really want to
We have asked so many times, I'm sure there are a lot of people who would like to be quiet, Raju, please. There are a lot of people who would like to be quiet, that's fine. They have asked these questions of what's happening finances wise. I don't think anybody has ever gotten the answer.
That's bad.
I honestly ask that you right now,
I think
how
probably
long will it take you guys to get to bottom of this? Is it even a bottom or is it we are just jumping into the pool right now?
Probably.
And if we are honestly thinking of resolving this, people are telling me, you know, and I'll call them openly. All the diplomats are telling me that let's do it the nice way, let's do it the nice way. Let's move forward, let's move forward. But look, it is just like if you say NCCA is like a family, we have to make sure what has happened and then we can move forward. We need that clarity. Honestly, we need the clarity. If you're, I'm talking nicely, I'm going to propose something. That's all. If I say, okay, you guys, you want to do something, you want to make this committee, make it an independent committee, not influenced by DOD, not the executive force. Let them just...
What did I just say to you sitting next to you? Deval, you should be part of this committee. I just said that.
I'll be part of the committee, that's right.
What else transparency we need, right? If somebody trying to hide it, I wouldn't even do that.
No, I understand.
I sat next to you when they said about committee and they invited people. I said, Deval, you got to be part of this.
Okay.
That's the first statement I told.
Let me one more thing here. From systematic point of view, that year's presented his balance sheet, budget, stuff every year. And there were a few people reach through that, raise a question, and everybody says, do you have any questions or comment? Everything okay? Is approved. So systematically we have been doing it, but how deep we go, that's it to be communicated.
Very politely, let me ask you, for the last 4 years, whatever the budget that we made for an expense, to what extent was it formed?
What I'm saying is the budget and expenses are present every meeting.
Yeah, because nobody questions because it looks
Exactly.
good.
So
But it's not a problem.
That's not architecture problem. If you don't,
It's not architecture problem. It is a problem that is
It's been done for like years and years like that. Everybody said
no, but I don't think that I've ever seen in any type of organization people question the budget unless they have a fundamental issue with it from the beginning. It is always questioned. That is what I'm saying. DOD has blindly trusted for so long, and it is wrong because we are blind trusting you to overlook everything, but then you cannot do put a blind trust from now on, and whatever has happened, that's the independent committee. That's what I'm saying.
people committee, that's also basic.
But we do need to find out what has happened. That's what I'm saying. It takes me to be willing
For us to make sure there's an independent committee, people committee of you can decide to basically just validate.
So we agreed, okay, we have a request from him to view the sponsorships for the past 4 years. Okay, I think we will just bring that in to the next meeting. Please be there.
Can I ask just one question?
So that's the first thing. The second thing, we want to have an independent committee to look at. That's you guys just decide.
Okay, so we'll do that committee in a minute. But one question. You said that those numbers, just the sponsorship numbers, is not part of that detail. So what exactly is part of it? Because in the last 4 years, the biggest thing I heard, the biggest positive we have gotten is that we've gotten so much nourishment out of the sponsorship. So if anything, those are the numbers that I should be looking in the detail. And it is not your responsibility. How many sponsorship checks have you collected personally?
That's what he's saying, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's not Reggie's responsibility.
No, whoever it is, right? He'll get it. Whoever is responsible will get the sponsorship, he'll get the details to you.
I have a question for Srikanth and Sunil. If you're using QuickBooks has detailed balance sheet.
I think.
So Sunil says it's been there for 4 years. So all those things should be there right now.
So you can from QuickBooks you can pull out
It's
the
easy to make statements,
you can pull out
everything's
balance
nice
sheet,
and
you can pull out a very detailed profit and loss statement, which I just confirmed with Purpose. He said profit and loss detailed statement was at the AGM the days before. But for the last year it was not there.
So here's the deal. Automated. It was in 2015. I took the initiative. In fact, 2012 when I came in as a president, I wanted to do that. It never happened. And so in 2015, Raju was working hard on that, and so in 2015 when all these things happened, I decided it's important to have a very digitized system, and I went ahead and sat with the CPA, we did the accounting, we did the auditing, we ran, and we were going to find out. Now, pretty late. I realized 2014 has not been filed, and now I'm working with them. 2014.
Quick question, sir.
Yes.
Quick
Let me address this
question.
answer.
So when did you really find out that 2014 was not filed?
That was quite recent. I don't remember the date. But
Okay, and up until now, you didn't think that our accounting is something that we need to.
So then where was the sponsorship money being debited or credited?
see, there is
The
again.
profit loss.
Let me tell you one thing.
Don't go
Let me
to the one
tell you.
account.
There is only one account in NCCA.
Which is not correct.
Every money that goes into that account. Every money that goes out goes into that. I'm not sure what your intents are when you ask these questions. I would love to hear that clearly. Our NCCA every year. Here, let me give you some very clear breakup if you guys can understand this. Guys, one conversation, don't know. I'll be very candid with you. You asked about sponsorship, right? We have been showing a positive picture. Yes, I've personally been showing you guys the positive picture. You can look at the stage, there are only two sponsors we talk about, Matrix and Stand Up. Matrix has paid us
Those are
like,
the final sponsors.
hang it tight. I'm talking about two sponsorships. One is Matrix and the other is Stand Up. Matrix give us $5,000 and Stand Up, we are Cougar, we got some $250 or something. That is the money, 60 to 50 is what we got last year. That's about the major sponsors. Now I want to go back to IPL and see how much that mark gave, the cricket mark or I think $400, $500 he gave to us at that point. I really don't know. Go back and check it.
So basically, I just want to put.
Let me get the perspective, right? You get the perspective. Because there is a huge illusion. I don't know if it's a perception or an illusion, but the thing that, oh, there's a whole bunch of money coming in, a whole bunch of money going. As a president and a CEO of my organization, my responsibility is to make sure the organization is portrayed in bright light. I cannot sit here and tell, guys, we are down. No, that's not my job. I am the CEO of the organization, the face of the organization. I present the best positive way of the organization. And I will speak big about Matrix. I'll speak big about Cougar. Stand Up. And do you know how I got Stand Up?
That is
No,
not
I
the
have
point.
to. No, you have to explain. No, please.
No, what I'm saying is, so you're
Mr. Deva, you must understand what I'm trying to say. I'm giving you numbers. I'm giving you hard numbers. If you're not giving me
I saw the hard numbers.
I'm telling you the hard numbers. You asked me for 2015, I'm giving you 2015 numbers.
You said 650 already.
Yeah, so I want you to know how that 1250 came in also, gentlemen. I want you to know. Because it's recorded. I don't know whether it is allowed in California to record this because I'm not a legal expert. But let me give you, no, not diversion. Because it's on camera. I'm telling you, you have adjust the focus on it because you need to put everything on the post, right? So here is it.
Why are you taking my name? Start to him.
Look here. 5,000 for the Matrix sponsorship, 1250, I got it through what? The Stand Up gave it to us. How did it come? It came through Cougars. Thanks to those guys. They helped me get that sponsorship. But still, I beat around, saying that I am proud of it. Why? You see?
But they want,
Look at this. Look
it's
at
okay
Just
to
look at
glorify your sponsor, that's fine.
Boss, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me, right?
The members, you're also inflating the numbers to the members and you got huge amount of sponsorship, huge amount of sponsorship.
Boss, it has grown more than 67% and you're still not able to understand that.
In that it's not that we've got a good 25, 30,000 sponsorship. It's okay, 4, 5, 6,
Small
7.
monies, man, but I cannot say it's small. That's not the
But
way.
that is something, for example, I don't want to go there, but that is something that you always say in your presentations, right? When you run that, I'm getting a lot of sponsorship, I'll be getting a lot of sponsorship.
See, the lot is subjective for you, right? Lot is subjective. You're talking about, I don't know which presentation, but you show me one presentation of mine where I have given to you.
Initially, first time you went,
The presentation I gave you? Where were you?
not.
Then? Come on,
Well,
guys.
you always portray that there's
You're going in circles. I'm giving you hard numbers.
And I saw the hard numbers.
Yeah, so
They're not as inflated as.
I've given you the exact numbers.
Okay.
Reggie,
One more question. Is that, one more question. Go ahead. That, in that detail, if you don't have sponsorship. But do we have your NCCA account information? How much money you
Prior to 2012, and I think in 2012 or 13, we spent about $6,000-7,000 for.
No, how much did we collect?
So I think that is part of the payment, the registration payment.
No, how much did we collect?
What is the money which came in is what is.
Okay, you want the details? I will provide the details.
No. So he wants to know what is the sponsorship amount in 2012, 13, 14, 15. Plus, he wants to know, yes, NCCA put that money onto the field to make that field better, that's already there. He wants to know after that field has been done, we've been renting out that field to some teams to use that field. There is some money coming in as right. He wants to know where is that accounted. He wants to know.
Okay.
I just want to know what was in the detailed information sheet that I'm asking two of the biggest money making sources for NCCA. So what is in that form that I could not read?
Now our biggest money source is still the registration.
No, I understand that, but it's easy to calculate.
So this is a very small percentage.
Yeah, so, Deva, let me give you the perspective also. We gave away the ground to two teams in previous year. Rather than other team, we didn't rent it out. We made it without ground.
Guys,
They can play.
guys, now I want you to write it down.
No, I'm not going to write.
No, I'll explain it.
No, I don't.
Let
No.
me.
I think I
Guys,
Okay, wait. One minute.
Guys. Nitin, we got all the points you need, right? Action items. And this action item is not just for Devan. Action item should go to everyone. Right? That's fine. Right? All the action items are going to
Hey guys, hey, I want to say
I don't want to leave the room with an open question here. I am very clear. I have told you very clearly. No, I want